Hello and welcome to episode 32 of Shop Talk. My name is Robert,
And I'm Aaron.
and today we have with us a special guest. His name is Andrew. He's with Streamlined Dent. Uh, would you say from the greater metro area?
Yeah, I would say the greater metro, correct.
Okay, cool. So today we're going to be talking about Streamlined Dent is a paintless dent repair company.
Correct.
And
Commonly known as PDR.
PDR.
Yes,
So
PDR.
why don't you tell us a little bit about PDR and what it is?
Yeah. PDR, Paintless Dent Repair, is the art of repairing damage to a vehicle without having to repaint it. A lot of benefits to that, but requires a lot of meticulous skill and patience.
I really love how you said art, because a lot of people don't see it like that. And paintless dent repair, as well as like body work and all that stuff, it's all an art. Like
Absolutely.
a tech sculpting a car to make it look brand new again. Like
Absolutely.
it's an art. And
Right.
I've seen you work, and it's very meticulous, and it's a lot of patience, which I don't have. I've tried learning, but it's not my skill set.
Correct. I
Yep.
mean, back in the mid 90s, I was a body guy, I was a painter, I was a combo guy. Mid 90s, like around 97 or so, the opportunity was given to me by the company I was working for. Said, "Hey, Robert, you're a body guy. Our company is starting a paintless dent repair, like sister company, right?
Yeah.
You're a great candidate. Would you be interested?" And at the time, I'm like, you know what? I've kind of worked myself from restoration guy to body guy, collision body guy, to now I'm painting cars. Now I'm comboing cars. Let's try it out, right?
Yeah.
And I bought the starter kit. I still have it out in my shop. It's very dusty.
Sure.
It's the one that came in the 3-foot bag, right?
Yep.
So I invested minimal. Well, in the 90s, it was probably a lot, but now you look back and it's like it was a few $100.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And so I spent a week with a PDR guy who the company I was working for, they sent him to a different state to learn the trade for like a month.
Okay.
And then he came back and he's trying to teach me.
Now, I gotta ask. So you're a professional. You're not. You're. I mean, you're a jack of all trades, but you're not the professional here.
Right.
Can you learn PDR in a month?
You can learn enough to
Get
keep you
by.
going and to continue your education on it.
Right.
But you're going to need more time than that.
Absolutely.
Would you say you're still learning?
Every day.
I love that.
Every day.
That's one of my personal goals.
Mine.
Is like every day I've got to learn something
Yep.
new in my trade, in my
If
industry.
you're not
that sort of
learning, what are
thing.
you doing?
Right.
Right. Exactly.
So anyhow, I learned in a week that paintless dent was not for me.
Sure.
I found out on a hood, on a trunk lid, that I'm not the guy that can sit there and eyeball a dent or a few hundred dents in
Yeah.
a panel and be like, here's where my mind went. Am I ever going to be done with this fucking thing?
I still think that.
Okay, good. So tell us a little bit about how you got started.
So I've been doing PDR for 19 years. Before that, I was in the auto body business for 4 of those years, and I didn't believe it. I didn't believe that you could do that. We had a hailstorm. The guys came into the shop I was at, and I thought, there is no way they're going to fix this without me seeing an imperfection. And they proved me wrong.
Right.
And after that, I said, I want to learn this. So that's what got me into it.
Okay.
Built a hood stand at home out of 2x4s, bought a hood home, and I just sat and practiced and as much as I could.
I love how you guys are both so handy. Robert's like, oh, I built a car. I built this. I built that. And I'm over here like, I'm the young one here. Robert's
you could do
old.
it too, Aaron. You could do it.
Oh, I'm sure I could.
Yeah. It's all like, my story. It was like in early years necessity. Didn't have a lot of money, so I built cool shit.
Yep.
What I thought was cool. But
For 19 years.
yeah.
Jeez.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a long time.
I'm going to pick on you, so don't take
Yeah.
it personal. But my favorite joke is making fun of people for being old. So I'm only 30.
Young
So
man.
I was 11 years old when you were doing PDR.
Oh
Isn't
my
that
gosh.
crazy?
Oh, it makes me feel old.
That's the whole
I just
And-
can't
and
believe
you're
it's
both
been
kids.
this long. Yeah. Time goes so fast.
It
But,
does.
Yeah, I practiced at my house for 7 months, and then we had a storm hit in June of 2008, and then yeah, I just jumped into it, put my notice in at the body shop, and this was it.
That's crazy because I was actually living in Minnesota in 2008.
Oh, okay.
I was in Faribault.
Oh yeah.
That's wild.
Wow.
So you went from body guy,
Yep.
and then practicing at home.
Yeah, for about 7 months, and we
Yeah.
had that storm happen, and I worked alongside another PDR guy for 2 months, and then he said he's done. He's going to go home for the season, and it's all up to me. So I got thrown into it after 2 months, and that was it.
So you worked for another company.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So
Yep. We still have my own company. A lot of the PDR guys, you have your own company, but you subcontract to others. So yeah,
okay.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna move it while you were talking, but
Yeah.
you were too quick back.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say we're kind of losing a little bit, but
It
Gotcha.
happens. So I gotta ask. So what do you love the most about PDR? Because like every tech loves a certain part. Like there's techs who are like, "Oh, I love how I can make the metal work look so perfect," or the
Yeah.
finished glaze, how smooth the panel looks, and they feather everything out and make it so easy that paint can prime, sand, and paint
Yeah.
right away. Like, what's your favorite part?
Well, I'm a car guy. I love cars, and so being able to fix customers' cars and not have to have it repainted, I still get enjoyment out of that every single dent I do.
I love
Um, I like the freedom. I mean, even though I'm a business owner, everyone says you can make your own hours and everything. I'm still held down to a certain schedule, but
Right.
have my own business is phenomenal.
that. Business
Yeah.
owner who works 60-hour
But-
weeks.
Yeah.
but you don't just own the company. You actually go out
Right.
in the trenches.
Fa-
you're
I'm the
always
face.
there.
I'm
yeah.
the face that
Yeah,
everyone
you're
sees.
you're a hard worker. I mean, some people are just a business owner, and you're actually out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how we met.
right.
Yeah. No, if I can't get my hands on metal every week, it's
You'd
It's a
probably
bummer.
go insane.
yeah,
Right.
I enjoy it. Now
Yeah.
I do like my time off as well, and I definitely earn it. And then
Well,
Yeah.
there's seasons when you're not as busy for hail and like
Yep.
paintless dent repair. Like there's seasons where it's a little slower, right?
correct.
So when's your busiest season?
Summertime, probably from April, May till October. But the last few years has been nonstop. We've had enough local storms that kept me pretty busy.
Good.
Yeah. We went through a little bit of a dry spell, probably for like 2 or 3 years.
Right.
And it's like, where are the storms? Because like up in Minnesota, like when I lived in Milwaukee and worked for an insurance company, I knew like every fall I was going to be up in St. Cloud or Zimmerman, like for a couple months.
Sure.
Like that was a couple months of my year, or like not consecutive. I'd go back and forth or whatever. But like for you, what would you say? Like you don't travel around. You stay within Minnesota,
So
right?
for the 13 years of my career, the first 13, I would chase storms around the country.
Yeah.
Travel, all over different states, while keeping accounts back home and servicing them. But since 2021, I said I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to stay local, and
That's awesome.
picked up quite a few more shops here at home, and it's kept me busy.
So would you say most PDR people usually start out as storm chasers in the beginning?
Yes,
Okay.
I would say 85% of PDR guys are storm chasers.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy to think because, like, I mean, you see them. If you travel a
Right.
lot, like you see where hailstorms hit, and then all of a sudden, all these vans show up or
I
cars.
was that guy. I
That's
was
right.
that guy.
That's so crazy to think. I
And-
can't picture it. Like knowing you at a shop level, I can't picture that.
Yeah, it usually do dealerships when you go on the road. A lot of dealerships.
Okay.
And now you're the guy that hires the
Now
storm
I'm-
chasers.
Yes, now I'm the guy
you,
that hires
you bring them in.
Yep.
Yeah. Which is that's pretty cool. Like that you have that network that goes throughout the
Absolutely.
country that you can pull people in.
Yeah, after 13 years and meeting hundreds of people in different cities, and they know people, and once you get on the A list, like Jonathan, who you met,
Yeah.
you just trust them, and if they have a good contact, you'll trust their reference. And
So I want to say I have been in multiple states. I have worked in multiple shops, and I have had multiple PDR guys. And I can tell you, hands down, you are
come
the
on.
best. I never
you want me to pay you now for that?
Right.
pulling?
no, but honestly, like I've never called you and been like, "Hey, I got a dent," and you've sent me a guy who's like subpar or like a B or a C. Like you handpick the best
Oh yeah.
around. Like,
Got to. Yeah.
and even if they're not you, they still do a phenomenal job. I can't tell where the dent is. They all do great. Like you hand select the best team to come help you, And I love that. Like,
I appreciate
I
that.
love that with your business, you put what's the quality first. Like,
Yep.
I've never had a guy come into a shop that you've sent or even yourself and they're like, "Oh, we're going to do it." And it turned out subpar. Like, even if the dent can't come out all the way,
Right.
even if it's 90% reduced, like your 90 is still 100. It's
Oh
just,
yeah, yeah.
we can pretend that your 80,
Ah,
90
shit.
is not 100.
It,
But
it's really funny the times that you've pulled me out to look at your finished product and you're like, oh, like it's not all the way out and blah blah blah. And I mean, I'm very picky, and I think you're probably a little more picky than I am, which kind of scares me a little bit.
Right.
But
100%. I'm
yeah,
picky too. And I'm
yeah,
like, he calls me out. He's like, "Hey, I want you to come look at this. There's a little bit of a," and I'm like,
yeah,
where's the wave that you're talking about? You're good. Bill
right,
me, send it.
yeah.
You guys are the best.
So we're gonna switch gears just a little bit.
Yeah.
You're going to reel me back?
No, there's not really any reeling in this episode, I don't think.
No, it's more of a,
Yeah. But just tell us, like when PDR started, there were all these, crazy things, on how it's done,
Yes.
that sort of thing. Tell me some of the crazy myths that about
Yes.
PDR that are absolutely not true or no longer practiced.
So the not true, dry ice. People say, "Hey, I can just rub some dry ice on the stent and it'll pop out." That's a myth.
that doesn't work.
The sunlight pops dents out. That's a myth.
Come
There's
on. Really hot summer day on a black vehicle, it doesn't pop.
So the conception of that is when it's cloudy and you walk out to your vehicle, you're going to see more of the damage. You're not going to have
Yes.
that bright sunlight blocking your vision, so you're going to see more dents. When it's sunny out, you're going to walk out and that glare out the car, you're not going to see as much, and you're going to think that some of those dents have popped out.
That makes so much sense because, like, sometimes I use the cloud to see the
Yep.
distortion when I'm taking
Absolutely.
photos. So that, okay, myth debunked.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had a customer, retail job, was arguing with me, telling me that sunlight could take their dents out, but yet they gave me their keys and their money and had me do it the
Yeah.
right way.
Right.
I said, "Well, if you believe that, why don't we just put it outside?"
And leave it
And
for a
leave it-
couple days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait for a really hot
Yeah.
day, sun bearing.
So
If that was the case, everybody would go to California for a
Right.
weekend.
So tell us a couple of advantages or some of the advantages of PDR over conventional repairs.
yeah, body shops, you guys do great work. I mean, if a car needs to get repainted or repaired, that's the way to go, and you guys are going to do amazing work. If you don't have to disturb that factory finish and you're able to fix that dent in a fraction of the time, a lot cheaper for the customer, I think it's a win for everybody.
Yeah. 100% agree on, especially like maintaining the factory finish. You got the late model vehicle, whether it's current model or a couple years back, and you absolutely hate to scratch like into factory paint.
Right.
I mean, bottom line is, is good products like we use Exalta at my shop, right?
Okay.
Fantastic product, right? There's a lot of shops out there using Glazerut, PPG, DuPont, all that fun stuff, right? They're great product, but they're even with the best painter, best prepping, baking it, all that stuff is you'll never have a factory finish
Right.
once you take it away.
Yep.
So I'm 100% with you, and I'm guilty of, and not guilty, but like I'll tell people like, hey, we'll call in a PDR guy. You don't want us, even if we get a 90% result, you don't want us to scratch in this BMW or this whatever, right?
Yes, definitely. Yep.
One thing I think is a common misconception is like, if a customer's not educated, then they would rather it be repaired and painted.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's all
I'm
about
sure you guys see
educating.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, like I tell customers all the time, like there will be just a light hairline scratch you can't feel on a gate, and they're like, "Are you guys going to paint that? I want it painted." I'm like, "You don't want it painted. Yours is a 2026. You
Right.
don't want it painted."
Right.
Like we want to minimize the disturbed factory paint, especially on newer vehicles. Like if it's a 2012, yeah, we'll probably end up fixing it. But if it's something for sure newer, no, like let's not do that. If it's PDRable, let's PDR it. That's the best
Right.
option.
Even if you guys are in the game to make money, I mean, that's how you guys make money, but you're going to look after the customer and say, "Hey, look, we have a better option for you."
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah, and the reputable shops, the good writers will do that. At a collision repair shop, we're there to sell paint and labor. But if you're working with integrity, you're going to be like, you know what, we've got a better option. It's going to be, $250 versus 1,500,
Right.
all that stuff.
We've talked about that a
Oh, yeah,
lot
yeah.
in prior episodes. Like, at the end of the day, as much as it's a business and we're trying to make money, we're also trying to do the right thing. Like, if it's the best to do PDR, like if a customer comes with a little door ding, I have no problem taking pictures and saying, I'm going to have a guy call you
Oh,
and
yeah.
sending it to a PDR guy. Would rather do that than
Sure.
fix something that's not a good call.
Yeah.
Like,
So, with that said, obviously it's a great option, as we spoke about, maintaining factory finishes, that
Yep.
sort of thing. Does it always work out?
It doesn't always work out. I can usually, with all the years I've done this, I can tell ahead of time if it's going to or if it's not, and I'll make sure the customer's aware of that before we start. So, but no, it doesn't always work. The access, how deep the dent is, the paint itself, is it old? Is it been out in the sun? Is it going to break when I start pushing on it?
Right.
So yeah, there's always some of those.
Yeah.
you're so forthcoming too. Like, I've had you fix dents for me and I've called you out and I've been like, hey, what do you think? It's a pretty heavy one right on the body line. And you're like, I'm really worried paint's going to break. Like, you're very forthcoming on all that.
Yeah.
So I can prep my customer and say, hey, we can try it, but you might got to paint the whole panel.
Yep. I've learned, always give it a try unless it's something extreme. But I'm always one that, hey, I'll come out there. It's questionable. I'll take a look at it. I'll spend 15, 20 minutes on it. If it doesn't work out, there's no charge. But I'm always going to give it a try instead of just saying no.
Right. And, I've involved you at times where I'm like, like I'm not feeling great about this, but
Yep.
what do you think? And we'll talk about it, and then I'll call the customer and be like, all right, here's the thing. If we do this way, like there's been times where you and I have had the conversation where it's like, I'm definitely going to crack the paint.
Right.
So just have your body guy do it, right?
Yep.
Like, talk to your customer, whatever. There's been other times where you've said, I can kind of get back there, but there's a beam or might have to cut the glue, whatever. Can't really get it 100%. I'll go in the office, I'll talk to the customer and be like, you know what? We can still get to it, but it might not be 100%, or to you
Yep.
and myself,
Sure.
but every
I can't even
time
see it.
I
That's
know
what they always say.
every time I've had that conversation with you, like the customer picks up their car and like, it's like, it's great, like
They literally
Right. Oh,
like
yeah.
excited.
Yeah.
I do want to real quick interject for 2 quick seconds. So, because we do a lot of educational stuff, anybody who is a writer out there who works with PDR companies, when you're obviously don't just throw numbers out unless you have that relationship with your vendor.
Right.
You don't just quote a
key.
price.
That is
Like,
key.
Right.
now, if I think I'm usually 95% certain before I throw out a price, and 9 out of 10 times I still don't. I give a range. A door ding, I start throwing out big numbers, and I'm like, but my professional needs to look at it, and then he'll give us a solid price.
Right.
Right.
When you take those photos for your PDR guy, take an outside broad shot. Make sure you have the year, make, and model. Do a close-up area so they can see the area and put a grid board on it from multiple angles. Your PDR guy wants to see the area, what panel, and an actual distortion on it before you give him a price. That'll give him a lot better chance to give you a range so you can share that with your customer.
Absolutely. Year, make, and model. I'll know over the phone call. I know there's access in the store at that point, or and with with cell phones these days, tell your customer, I'm going to send these photos to my PDR vendor. I'll get your contact info when I get back from him. When I hear back from him, I'll let you know. Some writers will just throw numbers at it without knowing what they're
Oh,
dealing
that is
with.
so awful.
And
It's
then I
not
come
my
there and I say, well, we
business.
had to be double that, and now they have to call the customer, and it's just awkward.
And it's not your business. Like, don't throw money out when you don't know. Like,
Right.
I always try to do a very broad shot so you can see the front door, rear door. Say it's in the middle of the front door. I want you to see what side of the car it is. It should be visible from that first photo where you're looking at it. And then a closer with your finger, then a grid board. Those 3 are key. That'll give them access, give them an idea so that if it's a very good photos, I mean, you've given me prices over
Yeah.
text
Absolutely.
if you're comfortable with the photos I've sent.
Yep.
And
Otherwise,
other times you've been like, I'm going to come out.
And
exactly.
If you're new into writing, you're a little unsure of the paintless dent and that sort of thing. One of the things I'll do, and so it's always easier to give a little back to the customer, right?
Yes.
So what I'll do now, and things have changed a lot. Like, it's really hard to have $150 one ding.
Right.
Because we got to get you there.
Got to get.
I don't want to call it a trip fee or anything like plumbers, electricians, that sort of thing, but we got to get you there.
Gas isn't free.
Gas isn't free. Your time isn't free. Um, you know, very seldomly are you at a shop for less than an hour, even on a ding,
Right.
because there's other factors, right? So, like, what I'll tell people nowadays, like on the most minute door ding, not chipped, not cracked, and I'll say, here's the deal. I said, we're probably looking at like a $250 ding, and I'm confident. I've been
Yep.
doing it a million years, but
You little dinosaur.
right. Um, but I'll say, but it's way better than spending $1,000 painting this door,
Absolutely.
or 2 grand if we're blending because of right. Um, and a lot of times, if it's done a little less, like, hey, it took almost nothing. I'm billing you out at this. You can always go backwards, but it's harder to make the phone call to say, hey, we're gonna need another $100
I
bucks.
quoted you 3 and
Right.
now I need
Right.
5.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're watching this on the shop side and you're a newer writer, a little less experienced or whatever, like, for minor dording, you say about 250. If you can't get a hold of your paintless net guy, say about 250.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
I
now,
don't even do that. Like, I literally tell them it's not my business,
oh,
roughly, and then I give a range. I'm like
well,
3 to 700, but I
and
think it's going to be on the lower side of
and
that. Like, I give a broad ass
that's
range.
that's great, right? Because now we're seeing both sides of this. And I'm not like tooting a horn or anything, but like when Andrew and I first met, it was on a hail job, and I had it all circled up and gave you the
Yep.
sheet. And you're like, "Oh, I really don't need much on this," and I'm like,
Yeah.
like, so in the shop that we met at is not where I became accustomed to writing. So it was Western Wisconsin at the time. There, like, for many years, there were a lot of hailstorms rolling through where we were having like $1 million of hail, million
Wait,
five of
you
hail.
met him in Western
No,
Wisconsin? Oh,
No.
no,
I was like,
no,
damn, I'm learning all
no,
the lore today.
no, 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 no.
You got me
So
all excited.
I got my experience
Oh,
writing hail, and like, and I was taught by a different company on how to write the hail. So basically, the shop that we worked at, we wrote all our own hail. We circled them up, all that stuff. Well, the worst thing you want to do, like on a insurance hail job, especially if there's no conventional repair on it, is you don't want to put pause on your hail guy if he's there for one, right?
Right.
So you want to be more accurate. So I became a pretty accurate hail writer, and the company I was working with, in the cities that serviced us, they were comfortable. I could write one, I could write a half dozen, I could write 50 sheets, and the supplement ratio was pretty low.
That's huge.
Um, so it's good that, like, me being more experienced in writing hail, um, and you've written a lot of hail, Aaron, but your comfort level is saying, even though I've written a lot, it's not my business, right?
so for me, it's just more of a, I don't, I'm not good at PDR. I don't know what's going to go into this. Like, what if you don't have access
Right.
and he's got to pop the trim panel off and pop this and pop that? Well, if I tell you this and then you got $100 in labor just in R&Is, I mean, I'm not going to throw out a number. I tell them all the time, like, roughly this to this, but let me
Right.
send it. And once he gives me a price, I'll let you know.
Well, and it's about building the relationship with your paintless dent guy too.
Of course.
Yep.
Because I'm gonna say you all are different, like the way you run your business. Like, unfortunately, I mean, I loved working with you when we worked, on a
Definitely.
weekly basis. The relationship was great. Everything about it, like, it just meshed really well.
Very well.
But as everyone knows that would be watching this, that works on a shop side, is when you go to a different shop, they might have their preferred hail vendors,
You'll
right?
always be my preferred.
Right. You're always gonna be my preferred,
Oh, thanks,
but
guys.
I can't use you.
Right.
Not right now.
Sure.
I
May-
can't
maybe-
directly.
Maybe we'll get a massive hailstorm and I need more, because the person I use is like a one man show, right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
And he's great, but he's definitely not an Andrew.
Thank you.
So
My
ba-
guy's far from you.
When I miss working with you guys, you
Well,
guys made it easy for me. There's shops that
thanks.
are on my good side, good list, and the bad list, and you guys are on the good side.
So
thank you.
I want to ask, and you can put me on blast if it has happened. Have I ever underquoted a dent?
No.
To you? No?
No.
I can't remember.
Have I?
I didn't think
No.
so.
No.
Not you. No.
Okay.
No.
I was gonna
Now
say, I feel like there's an instance that we had in Lakeville together where I had like quoted 3 and you wanted 350, and I think you just matched me on it. I think it was one time, but
Gotcha.
I like to take a lot of pride in trying to be as accurate as I can.
right.
So I had to ask.
You know how nice it is for me if you call me up, hey, Andrew, we got a dent. I just show up. I'm not worried about, oh man, this is underbid. This isn't going to go good. Both you guys know enough that I know I'm coming there for a good job.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah, awesome. Um, I will tell you, don't take offense that you're guilty of undercharging me on stuff.
Uh
Yeah.
oh.
But
We'll work on that.
yeah, we won't go into it. But
Okay.
Do you
yeah,
know how many times I had to look at Andrew when he was trying to leave and be like, "And you're gonna bill me for that?" If
Oh,
I
yeah.
like had a courtesy door ding as a, "Hey, you're gonna bill me for that." If
Right.
we door dinged a car in the detail or something like that, and he's like, I'd call him up. I still haven't seen a bill.
Yeah.
He's so nice. I mean, we bring you work and we
That's
get
the
that
relationship
too.
we have. That's what
And
all my shops. I mean, it's
of
a
course,
mutual
but
thing.
right.
you're such an honest and fair guy that I'm like, you got to take something. At least bill me $50. Make something
Yeah.
off of it. You drove here. You're seriously the best in the business, and I couldn't be more grateful to have the opportunity
Oh,
to
thanks,
work
guys.
with you.
I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Mutual.
One day I might get you back.
Yes.
One day.
All right. All right. Little bromance going on here.
Yep.
No.
That's my job.
So let's see here. Have we
We talked roughly on some customer ish.
yeah, we did a little bit. But you know, car dealers, you personally, do you work directly with car dealers?
I don't locally know.
You're not the
if there
ding
was
guy.
is there the catastrophe part, I would get in on that for sure.
Okay.
But as far as the door ding route, I don't do that. Dealerships tend not want to pay a lot.
Right. You're
So-
not the used car ding fixer,
Correct.
right?
So I know we briefly talked about this, but that option still better stand on the table if there's ever a catastrophe for the hail. I will drop everything.
Perfect.
Just letting you know.
Then body shops, we talked again
Yep.
earlier in the episode. So Aaron and I, other body shops that you have relationships with, hopefully I will tell you, if you work at a shop and you have your preferred guy and a hailstorm rolls through, and let's say it's on a Friday night at 9 p.m., you better be on the phone with your hail guy and being like, we just got nailed, or
Yep.
send them text messages of how big the hail was, all that stuff, and get ready for Monday. Like,
Yeah.
show up to work early, have your PDR guy on call.
Yep.
And if he's not
because-
interested, you find Andrew.
Yep.
Right. Streamlined Dent.
Yep.
In the greater Minneapolis area.
There you go.
Yeah, like on hailstorms, it's so imperative because you guys kind of get overwhelmed really fast, like on a hail event.
Yeah.
Where now, like, probably your worry is, I can't get to all my shops, and who do I make first? Right.
That's what's me trying to get the right guys in. Hailstorm
Right.
happens Friday. I make a bunch of phone calls. I get my guys in town, get them in place, and then I end up being the guy that just jumps around. I get my guys inside, in a shop. They can sit there for a few months. Then I end up being the one to jump around and do the door dings and everything else because I want to make sure my guys make good money when they're up here working for me.
right.
So I'll fill the gaps in on the other stuff. But yeah, by Monday we'll have guys in town and ready to pick some cars.
So, because I'm curious, I'm a little nosy. How long do you? So the hailstorm happens on Friday. You got to get everybody out by Monday.
Yep.
How long do you normally spend making phone calls and shooting texts? Like, is it like
Aaron,
it's got to be a while?
Aaron, my wife she just thinks it's hilarious. I live on my phone for the next when the hailstorm happens. I probably make 50 phone calls a day for the next couple weeks, just organizing and putting people and doing all that. I mean, I live on my phone.
I will say I have worked with other companies who did not use you, and of all the companies I've worked for, your company is the most structured, and I think it's in the name, streamlined. Like you
Yeah.
have
Right.
the people show up. I have 2 guys or 1 guy depending on the volume we have, what's on the calendar. It's super easy to communicate with you. We send you the estimates, we tell you when they're coming. You have a calendar set up. You're like, this is how many we can take, and it is like the smoothest hail jobs I've ever done.
I appreciate that. I really tried to develop a system, to coordinate all that. I mean, that's a lot to deal with because it's like flipping a light switch on. All of a sudden, you have 100 assignments the first day after the storm. and how you can coordinate that, and the communication
You do
is
phenomenal.
huge.
Right.
It's
So
not always perfect, but try and get as close to perfect as we can.
right. So your system,
Yeah.
is it a Google Doc? Is it
No,
It's
on the
him.
cloud somewhere?
just me. No,
It's you and a pen?
I've looked into
Yeah.
using a third party app for scheduling, where you would go on an app like, hey, here's my app, go on there, schedule stuff. That you get into getting too many hands
Right.
and together. But no, it's just me and my phone and my calendar. And but once I get the guys in place with those shops, I can kind of step back. I still want to know what cars are coming in and when, what insurance companies and all
Yeah.
that. But and I can just put that in my calendar. I know, I know that shop's taken care of. It's when the storm starts slowing down and guys start leaving, I have to fill those gaps in. So then it gets down to every shop. Here's a calendar, here's a schedule. Here are the days that I would like to see. If you're going to get a car in, I've highlighted the days that I would like to have you guys get a car in, because I can work the north side of town Monday, Tuesday, south side of town Wednesday, Thursday, and so forth.
And you say step back, but Andrew doesn't step
No,
back
no, no.
because after he gets everything coordinated and all that stuff and shops are taken care of and all of a sudden Andrew shows up
How are my guys treating you?
and
How's everything going?
And not just that, but he brought his tools and he's working on
Yep.
stuff too.
Yep.
Which is amazing.
They said you got an extra 2
Um,
jobs. I'm here to help.
So
Yeah.
I'll tell you, you know, in my former life when I managed a shop over in Wisconsin, we worked with a company I think we've talked about,
Mhm.
right? Are they, and I don't know, so I'm speculating. Are they the biggest PDR company in this area?
I'm trying to remember which company.
It starts with an F. I don't want to
Oh,
publicize them.
yeah, as far as locally, I don't think so.
No?
I
Okay.
honestly think you're the biggest up here now.
But they're an independent, right?
Yeah, they have a couple brick and mortar
Yes.
stores that I've looked.
Yeah.
People ask me if I want to do that, but I don't want to be
Right.
married to a building
Right.
and have to go every day to one spot.
Yeah.
The overhead and all that. But yeah, I know they have two retail spots.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, where I'm going with
Yeah.
this is okay.
they
So
yeah,
I don't have like a previous life bad experience with a PDR company because they really had their shit together, right?
Yeah.
I will say, for an independent, which I mean they're a larger independent, they're not
Correct.
corporate. I don't want to name any of the corporate ones, um, but we all know the little storm chaser. They bring you your card, all this stuff,
Yep.
which that's sales. Everyone's entitled to that. But you're an independent, and for kind of being like, even though you're large in this area, you're a little fish in a big sea.
Oh yeah.
When there's all these other companies, right? And I will say, for being a little fish in a big sea, like your shit, I mean, you've
Thank
got
you.
it together.
Well, thank you very
Yeah,
much.
yeah. So, how about insurance companies? Do you work directly with insurance companies? Like, you don't sell to insurance companies, right?
I don't, but I do. I have a shop in my house. I do retail out of, and then that I work directly with the insurance companies, send the estimates, the supplements, take
Okay.
payments, and all that stuff. But
So
as
you
far
do
as
my
a
job.
direct repair with them, I'm not. I've talked to a couple about. I just don't have the volume at my house to do that. But yeah, I'll do all that myself.
That's awesome.
Okay. So when you say at your house you have a shop, it's you. It's not like your team is there.
Correct.
Okay. So I love what you said though, because what happens is like if you like you can work too much. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yes.
so I mean you're selective in which is great. But I mean you work a lot, you bust your ass.
Oh yeah.
And I'm, like a lot of body guys, a lot of painters are the same way. You have your shop, like we have the garage we park in. A lot of people call their garages their shop.
Right.
And even though like my shop now is small in comparison to what I used to have at my other house, but it's still my shop. And we're all guilty of doing either side work or like this is an extension of, right?
Yeah. There's that word no that I don't
Yeah.
understand that word. No.
Yeah, it's so hard to say no, and it's like with me early on, it was about the money, and then because like when you're young, and you're like, I've got all these bills that I didn't have before, and all this stuff, and I'm doing side work, um, all of a sudden, hey, we're fine, settle down, we'll get there. Boy, you're twitching. You're twitching. He just wants the stump, Aaron. He's excited. But basically, what happens is it's all about, hey, I'm gonna earn this extra money, and then you get a little taste of that, and it's like great, and you're buying some toys, and you're paying your bills, and all this fun stuff, and all of a sudden you just find yourself wrapped up. Like I think you and I are a lot alike that way, where all of a sudden you're just working into the night.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
It's like you can't escape work. I would
yeah,
work, 7 to 7, come home, and there's 2 cars at home for me to do. So now I'm grabbing dinner quick and then go out, work till 11, midnight.
yeah.
You when it's at home, you can't escape. It's just there, and I still don't know that fine line of, I'll just take anything in, and I'll make it work.
Even in your wise old age, you still haven't figured it out. No,
Nope.
What's your longest day though that you've done? Because I'm sure when you were chasing storms, there were days you probably did like 18 to 20 hours.
When I was younger, we were done. We wouldn't put a cap on it. I started just going, hey, 12 hours, 7 to 7. That's it. That's the comfort level. When I'm on a dealership for 2-3 months straight, you can't burn yourself out.
Oh God, no.
I did that, and I learned that cost
Yeah.
me money. So I was 7 to 7, 7 days a week.
Okay.
On
That's crazy.
Sunday, we try to get done early and do laundry at the hotel or something.
Get done
84
early.
hours. He says, we call it early on
Right.
Sunday. He probably did 80 instead of
Right,
84.
yeah.
But you make hay while the sun shines, right?
Yes.
Your season, if you're not traveling, like I've worked with Paintless Dent guys that were subcontractors brought in by another company, whatever. You do the same thing. And these guys, like, there was one crazy year, I think it was 2017, something like that. And the storms were relentless. I had a guy that was from Indiana. His name was Paul. He was brought up by the other company we were kind of talking about earlier. This guy worked, 12 to 14 hours a day, stayed in a hotel close to the shop, and every once, like, he came in as his pickup with all his tools, but like every 2 weeks he would fly back for a 4-day weekend to spend time with his wife and family. I can't imagine doing that. Like that's not the gig for me. But at the end of like a 6 to a 7 month stint, and again, this guy, and without talking what the percentages are, but this guy knocked out a couple $1 million in hail for us over that 7 months.
Mhm.
And I said, Paul, I said, as he's packing his truck, I said, time to go home, take some time off, go hunting and fishing, huh? And he goes, nope. He goes, I got a whole nother tool set and a truck over in Australia. And
Yep.
I'm like, what the
Yep.
hell?
Yep.
So,
Australia's seasons flip flop from ours, so
Yeah.
they just keep going.
Have you ever gone for a storm?
PDR
out
guys
there?
aren't smart. What's that?
Have you ever gone there for a storm?
No, I worked in Canada for a little
Oh.
bit.
When you said that, I was like, wait, you've been there too?
I thought about it, but
That'd be so much fun.
Yeah.
it would be a paid vacation. Basically, I'd bring my wife with me, and
Oh,
I'd only work like 3 days a week and just pay for everything. But
Right.
I
All
love
right.
that. That's
I
crazy.
think now we're gonna scratch Aaron's itch and do a
Andrew has no clue what you're talking about, the itch, because you're saying I'm twitching and I don't
you're,
look
you're
like I'm
twitching.
twitching.
It's not a bad twitch, but he's asking for it. So now it's time to play Stump Aaron. All right, so we've changed this a little bit. We're gonna change it again. So instead of just throwing cards at Aaron, I've got a little box now that comes across to him. Shake it up, pull one out, hand it back to me.
This is what happens when Robert breaks his back.
Don't dump it.
That one.
All right. He has picked one. How easy was he on himself?
So do I get the phone a friend privilege here? Because if I don't know the answer, do I get to ask Andrew for help?
I don't know if that's going to be fair.
That is fair. I'm the youngest
I will
one
say,
here.
however hard or easy this is, so tell you what, if you miss on it, you can phone a friend.
Okay.
All right.
If I miss,
All right. So, but
I got the
regardless,
last two right.
regardless of how easy or hard this is, you have to let the music play for a second before you say you got it. All right.
I start answering right away.
All
and he's
right.
like, don't.
Here we go. Ooh, this is kind of a multi-part, but name 3 things that determine a dent is a good candidate for paintless dent removal.
What are the odds?
Andrew can't answer.
That wasn't picked for you.
That was really random. I swear to you. That's so wild.
Andrew can't answer until
Okay.
Aaron's done answering.
I'm ready.
You ready?
Yep.
Okay.
3 things that make it a good candidate.
Yep.
The paint isn't chipped. The metal isn't overstretched.
Yep.
And the third one, oh goodness. Location, there's access.
Oh my God, you got it.
Hey!
All right, good job.
That
Good
was
job.
really random, I swear to you. I did not know that was going to be the question.
That's funny.
Did you, Robert?
Do you want to do another one?
Is there more of that same question in
Do
the
you
box?
want to do another one?
No,
we're going to do the second part of Stump Aaron.
That felt planned. Was that?
All right, here we go.
I had
Here we
no
go.
clue.
We're really going to shake it up this time. All right? Oh,
I grabbed from the bottom last time.
All right.
Here, I'll let you grab one.
Yeah.
So that way we know it's not rigged.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. Okay.
I'm asking questions after this episode because now I'm all red in the face. I'm confused.
All right, Aaron. True or false? Paintless dent removal techs push the dent outward.
Okay, I'm ready. I mean, yes, but no. Like, I think false.
Okay, you got it. So, now to elaborate,
It's not that they push it out. It's more that they push around it to release the stress in the metal. Kind of. I'll let Andrew answer.
You're kind of right, but maybe Andrew's getting this. This is a little bit of a trick question.
I mean, what? Say the question one more time.
Paintless dent techs push the dent outward.
I would say we push it flat. By glue pulling, we pull it outward and then tap it back down. That's kind of along the
That's
lines.
exactly. So
Okay.
it's false because
they
they
tap it
either
down?
push or pull it out,
Mhm.
and then they tap it back down. So it's trick because you don't just push or pull, because you do have a little something to.
Yeah.
So
All
was that whole box all PDR questions?
It might be. I wanted to make it fun, special guest and all.
I
All right.
pulled that out.
Some dents take 100 pushes just to get it fixed. It's crazy.
You have
Well,
patience.
in the intricacy in the push is absurd. Like, I'm not as meathead as I've seen some people, like maybe a new paintless stunt guy. And this is years ago. This is late 90s. And, he came in, again, he was a contractor, but he was a kid and I was a kid. Like, but he was younger than I was. And he comes in there and I saw him totally destroy a panel. And I'm like, oh my God, like even as a body guy, because like when you do conventional work or body repair, as a body guy, you do some extent of PDR
Yep.
before you straighten. Not all dents are a candidate for grinding the paint off and welding tabs to it.
Right.
They
so-
just don't have. They have
but-
a heavy hand.
Yeah. So anyhow, tell me, we're gonna shift again.
'Kay.
Like just a crazy story that you've run across. You can't make this shit up, type of thing.
That's a good question. I mean,
19 years.
19 years. I mean, crazy story. I'll kind of do two. One not just repair, but crazy story is getting the phone call to go work in Las Vegas for a month straight on the Strip. That was a crazy story. I got the
Okay.
phone call, went to the airport, hopped on a plane with my tools, and went to Vegas and stayed on the Strip for a month. That's kind of a not like repair story, but a crazy story. Like Las Vegas getting hail is very uncommon,
Right.
and being able to get that phone call to go, that was really great.
That's actually really cool.
Oh, it was fantastic.
It's like a paid vacation.
Yeah. Other crazy stories, there's just stuff that comes up all the time that I go, this is not going to work out. And I had a customer call me up the other day. Hey, I got your number from so-and-so. I have 2 vehicles with hail damage. I just want the hoods fixed. I said, okay, what's the price? I said, well, I need to see that in person. And, it's only like 30 dents a piece in each of these hoods. So I look at my matrix, the pricing guide. I give them a price. Okay, they're going to come out to my house on a Sunday without me looking at the car first.
Yeah.
I just know what's going to happen. It's
It's
going to be
600.
horrible, right? Pulls in the first car. Say, okay, you can pull it back out. It needs a new hood. oh, really? You know, it was so surprised, and I went over why, but counting the dents, and then pulls the next vehicle in, same thing. All right, need a hood on this one.
Awful spot to be in.
Yeah, awful.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, I don't want you guys driving up. I can come to you, just take a quick glance at it. But that's just the uneducated part of people. They don't see everything with my lights in my shop. It just amplifies everything.
Right.
That was just a recent crazy story. But I set aside my Sunday fixing these cars, all this stuff, and I just knew that it was not going to work
Right.
out.
Well, I mean, glass half full. It was Sunday. You were expecting to work,
It's like a
and
day off.
and now you got a day off to play with the toys.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's like a happy accident,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
But yeah, I mean that just goes to show again, like on the shop side, like don't quote things that you don't know. Involve your paintless dent professional.
Right.
With exactly what Aaron and we were talking about, good photos. If you have the luxury of doing some circling under some lights or whatever, but really just talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I use this example as, say my neighbor backs into his garbage can. I don't quote them your guys' price to repair and paint it,
Right.
because that's not my business.
Right.
So
Okay.
I want a side note for 2 seconds.
2
and I lost
seconds.
my train of thought.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I was gonna say. So I think the craziest part of your story was you said somebody gave them your number.
yeah, I have no idea who it was.
I have never given out your number.
No.
I have reached out to him and like, hey, this customer wants this looked at.
Yep.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna give you their information. Feel free to reach out if you'd like.
Yep.
Like I've never given your number and I never would.
No,
When you said that, my eyes were like,
I always go the other way and give the paintless dent guy
Right.
the customer info, being like, you two get connected,
Yep.
figure out who's calling who's doing what, that sort of thing.
see, I'm glad I'm not. We understand.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I mean, there's a lot of people out there that have a lot to learn.
Yes.
I mean, I have a lot to learn, but I've learned a lot. Same with Aaron. Same with you. Yeah. So be professional, be courteous. I mean, what if you were that younger version of ourselves, and that wasn't like, yes, I can go spend the day doing X, Y, Z. I needed that
Yeah.
$1,200 to
Right.
pay a bill.
Yeah.
That could have wrecked someone. So
Definitely.
that said, our last topic we have is Aaron and I have talked about like favorite, least favorite
Oh,
vehicles, that
yeah.
sort of thing. My question to you is, what's your favorite vehicle in the paintless dent removal business to work on?
Oh man, that's a good question. I know my lease is Ram trucks. Those things are rusty and those.
Yes.
No,
Kelly's gonna love that.
Honestly, Ram trucks, actually, the orange peel and the paint helps you out. They actually are pretty good to work on. No, I'm a fan of Ram trucks. To be
Well,
honest with you.
okay. Now listen. Now, what you just said is Ram paint jobs suck because they're orange, peely, and dry.
They help me out a lot.
Right.
Yes.
He
Right.
said I didn't say that. You said that. I said the orange peel makes it a little easier.
Okay. So is that your favorite vehicle to work on then?
For hail, it isn't. The panel prices to replace are so cheap that you can't get usually the dollar amount you want to, so you end up doing it cheaper to match that replacement cost.
Right.
I used to hate Subarus. I don't mind them anymore. The access is pretty good. There's good benefits to all the stuff. Chevy trucks had a really good thing going for a long time. The box sides were very open, accessible. The new body style, garbage.
Right.
So, you get comfortable with the manufacturer and then they end up changing something.
Every 6 years.
Right.
Yeah, a Honda CR-V from, 14 up to, I don't know, 22, 23, they're great. Take a taillight out, you can get all over the quarter panel. Now that hole for the access, so you got to take the bumper off for it. Things just change as time goes on. But,
Yeah.
If they stayed the same, it'd be too easy.
Yep.
So we're gonna go with Rams, your favorite to work on because their paint jobs suck. Doesn't it? I mean, I'm gonna throw this in, and then we should probably wrap it up. But doesn't it just piss you off when that Ram truck leaked all over your nice shop floor?
All the time. All the time.
I don't know the story, but I'll ask about
Rams
it. after.
leak, man. They do. They're notorious for leaking oil.
I know Kelly's
exhaust
leaks. There was always a leak next to my car, and it wasn't my car.
Hey, it's all factual. We're not embellishing.
So, what's your least favorite? to work
Prove
on
us
then?
wrong.
What's your least favorite to work on then?
Oh, it's by far F-150s.
Come on.
Sorry.
Come on. You
Yeah.
did such an amazing job on mine.
First he roasted
yeah.
Kelly, then he roasted you.
God. All right, we got
I'm not
go.
getting called back
Okay.
again.
I love it. Well, that's all the time we have for today.
Thanks, Andrew, for being
Yeah,
here.
absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for coming. We're glad to have you. Be sure to click like, subscribe, and share, and tell your friends.
And run.